For this project, any category 4 yarn will work, but I'm using Red Heart Super Saver in white and Caron 1 pound in pale royal blue and soft pink. As for tools, a 7mm hook, a 5mm hook, scissors, stitch markers, and a tape measure. We're using 4 stitches for this project and they will be as followed. Chain, slip stitch, single crochet, and half double crochet. And this tutorial is for a size small, but you can adjust it for your size and we explain how to in the video, so let's get started. Getting this sweater started, we're first going to grab our category 4 yarn. We're going to make a slip knot. We're going to grab our 7mm hook and start off by making a chain that goes from one side to your other side. And now that we have our chain, mine is a total of 18 inches or 46 centimeters by the way, we're going to block off this last chain and chain up 2. That counts as a half double crochet. Prepare for a half double crochet. Insert our hook into that loop that we blocked off, or the third loop from the hook, with a half double crochet. And this row is going to be super easy. We're just going to be putting 1 half double crochet into every loop that we have. So all that is prepare for a half double crochet, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. And we're going to continue to do that all the way down. Now that we've done our row of half double crochet going all the way down, we're actually going to do a solid block of just regular half double crochets, so this is going to be pretty easy. All we're going to do to work up to the next row is chain up 2. We're going to flip our work, prepare for a half double crochet, and we're just going to go through putting 1 half double crochet into every loop. And once we make it to the end, we're going to chain up 2, do another row of half double crochet, and I'm going to be doing that until I have a little block of 1.5 inches or about 4 centimeters. But we're doing that so that once when we get there, our row after that is going to start expanding for the batwing, and that's going to be a very gradual expansion. So we're going to be maintaining our pattern for the majority of this sweater. And yeah, so I will meet you guys back once we have a little block of half double crochet up until where you guys want to increase your work. So I'll meet you guys back so that we can increase together. I now have my block of 1.5 inches or 4 centimeters like I said, and into the next row we will be doing an increase so that this can start to expand for the batwing, and that's going to be easy as well. So what we're going to do is chain up 2 like usual. That counts as a half double crochet. We're going to flip our work, and then into this first loop that we have, we're going to be putting 2 half double crochets into that guy. So we're going to prepare for a half double crochet, and then into this loop we're going to be putting 1 half double crochet, and we're going to be putting 1 more. So prepare for a half double crochet into that same loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. And then as you guys can see, we have 2 half double crochets into that first loop, and that is our increase on this side. And then from here we're going to be putting 1 half double crochet into every loop, going back down our work. And then once we get to the very last loop that we have in this row, we're going to be doing another increase, which is 2 half double crochet into that loop. But we will be doing that together just one last time, so I'll meet you guys back once we get to the end of this row. We've made it to the end of this row, and into this last loop we are going to be doing an increase like I said in the previous clip. So all that is prepare for a half double crochet, insert our hook into that last loop, yarn over, pull through 3. That's our first half double crochet into that last loop. We're going to be doing 1 more. Prepare for a half double crochet, insert, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through all 3, and that is 2 half double crochet into that last loop. And then once we get here, we're just going to chain up 2, flip our work, and then go in with rows of regular half double crochet, no increases into this row. But this portion is going to be exactly the same as we just did. So however many inches you guys have here from where we did our first chain to where we did our last row of half double crochet right before we had our increase, we're going to make the same amount of rows, or the same measurements that you have, however you guys want to do it. And then into the loop after that, or into the row after that, I'm sorry, we're going to be doing another row of increase. So whatever we have here, we're going to be doing this over and over and over again until this comes up about right underneath your bust. And then from there, we're going to be expanding for the batwing. but go ahead and do this, and then I will meet you guys back once we have this bottom section all finished up. So I just got finished up with doing my bottom portion, and just to let you guys know, from the row that we ended with all the way down to the bottom to where we started, I have a total of about 10 inches or 25 centimeters. And I'm going to do one more row for this section, but I'm going to be switching out my colors. And your rows don't have to end exactly like mine, but I did end on an increase row. So the row after this, my blue row, is going to be a regular row. But if yours is an increase row, just do whatever you guys got to do to follow your pattern. And then from here, we're going to start to extend the sleeves once we are done with this next row. So I'm going to show you guys how to seamlessly interweave your colors in together right now. So like I said in the previous clip, this is an increase row. So as you guys can see in this last loop that we only have one half double crochet. We're going to do the last half double crochet together, but we're not going to finish it off because we're going to be adding in our second color. So in order to do my last half double crochet, I'm going to prepare for a half double crochet, insert our hook, yarn over, pull through. We should have 3 loops on our hook, and then we're going to grab our second color, insert that onto our hook, and then once we have that, we're going to pull this all the way through. And then we can cut our original color if I have my scissors. Okay, how to go find them. But we're going to cut our original color. We're going to tie our 2 tail ends together really quickly. And now we can start working in with our secondary color. And mine just so happens to be blue. And then we're going to continue on with the pattern that we have from here. But I'm just going to be going in with just one row of my secondary color. And then we're going to expand the sleeves from there. So really quickly, just as a refresher, we're going to chain up 2, flip our work. Once we flip our work, we're just going to be putting 1 half double crochet into every loop. So into this first loop, we're going to insert, yarn over, pull through all 3, and keep doing that all the way down, but don't cut and tie yet because we're going to start with our sleeves. We've now just finished up doing our row of our secondary color, and this was regular. But once when we get to a good point, we're going to start doing our sleeve. So basically, we're just going to make a chain that extends from here down to where you want the sleeve to be. But also remember, we will have a cuff as well. But once when we get here, I have already measured mine out. I want my sleeve from this point to be extended by 5 inches or 13 centimeters. And we're going to have to do this on this side and on the other side as well. But I'm going to show you guys how to do it on both really quickly, but it's super simple. So on this first end, like I said, I want mine to be 5 inches or 13 centimeters. So I'm just going to make a chain that comes out to that length. Once when I have that chain length, I'm going to cut and tie. And then together we will reattach it to the other side and then do the other side together. We've just made our chain length on this side for our sleeve, and we're going to do the same on the other side. So we're just going to slide this on over, and then into this side, all we're going to do is insert our hook into this corner that we have. We started this row off with a chain up of 2, so we're going to count up 1, 2 chains, insert our hook into that second chain, and then we're going to insert our hook onto there, and then make a chain that is the same length that we have on the other side. So I'm going to go ahead in with 5 inches or 13 centimeters. Once when we have our chain on this side, we didn't cut and tie because we're just going to go straight in with a row of half double crochet going all the way down this chain that we made all the way across the body, and then down this other chain that we made on this side as well, because it's all going to be connected. So how we do that is we're going to block off this last chain that we just did, chain up 2, this counts as a half double crochet, prepare for a half double crochet, insert our hook into that loop that we blocked off, or the third from the hook, with just 1 half double crochet. And this is going to be super easy, putting 1 half double crochet into every chain that we have all the way down our work. And then once we get to the body, we're going to put 1 half double crochet into the body of our work that we have as well. And we're going to keep doing that all the way down until we get to the chain on the other side, and then go ahead and put 1 half double crochet into every chain going down that way as well. Once we make it all the way down to the other side of our chain, we're going to chain up 2, flip our work, and then continue doing the same thing all the way down until you guys want to switch out your colors again, I will meet you guys back when I switch out my colors so I can tell you guys and show you guys the length that I have. But it's basically just rows of half double crochet, nothing fancy, just going back and forth until you guys are either ready to switch out your colors or it's the length that you guys want. So I'll meet you guys back when I'm ready to switch it out. So I'm meeting you guys back really quickly just to show you guys what this first row looks like when we are going into our chains that we did. This is our sleeve, or I don't know why I'm using quotes. This is our sleeve. This is our actual sleeve, but this is just what it looks like. It's just a little extension that we have here. And then once when we have this, all we're gonna do is chain up 2, flip our work, and then continue putting 1 half double crochet into every loop, going back down our work all the way down this sleeve extension that we have right here. And then keep going back and forth until you guys don't want any more rows of this color, and then I will meet you guys back so we can switch out for the next color, and then we'll go from there. I am back and all done with my multiple rows of this blue section. And just to let you guys know, from this first row of blue that we did, not this row where we did the chain, but the first one that we did into the body portion, I have 2.5 inches or 5 centimeters from this row all the way up until where I stopped. And now I'm going to be switching out my colors again, which is going to be the same way that we switched out these colors. We're just going to do it together one more time as a really quick refresher. And then from there, we're just going to continue to go all the way up until we get the length of the sweater that we want. We're ready to switch out our colors, and we don't have anything going into this last loop. And we did that because we are going to intertwine our next color while we're in the middle of this next half double crochet. So we're going to prepare for half double crochet, insert our hook into that last loop. We're going to yarn over, pull through, and then we should have 3 loops on our hook. And then we're going to take our next color, insert that onto our hook, pull through everything. Once we have that, we can we can cut the original color, and then we can tie the 2 tail ends together. And then from there, we can continue to work into our sweater, but using our new color. And the rest of the sweater is going to be exactly the same as this portion. So just chain up 2, put 1 half double crochet into every loop. Once we get all the way to the end, chain up another 2, and keep going back and forth until we have the entire height that we want for the sweater. And I'll meet you guys back when I have that chunk all done, just to show you guys what I have and also the measurements as well. So we are now all finished with our main sweater portion, and just to show you guys from the bottom all the way up until we finished our 3rd color, I have a total of 20 inches or about 51 centimeters. And then once we have this guy done, we're going to make a second. I already have mine all finished up. And then once we have this done, we're going to be connecting them. But where we're first going to connect them starts off at this bottom corner right here. We're just going to talk about it really quick before we do it together. But since we start off down here, we're going to be going into all of these side half double crochets. So I'm sure you guys already know, but we'll just do this together. Into this first side half double crochet, we're going to be alternating between 1 and 2 single crochets. So into this first one, we're going to do 1 single crochet. Into the next side half double, we're going to be doing 2 single crochet, 1, 2, 1, 2, and we're going to keep alternating just like that all the way up until we get to right underneath where our sleeve is. And then once we get to the sleeve, these are just regular loops. So we're just going to be going into both the front and the back panel at the same time, but only going in through 1 loop. You guys know this part. This part's super easy until we get to this part, and we're going to cut and tie and do the same thing on the other side. And another, I guess my last tip for right now is that I'm actually going to be switching out my colors. Once my colors switch out here, you guys can keep it 1 color if you want, but fair warning, if you guys do keep it just 1 color, when we flip it inside out, you'll kind of be able to see it. Once we flip it inside out, you'll be able to see the undercolor just a smidge. So do whatever you want with that information. But when we know all that, we're going to do a couple of these side half double crochet seam with single crochets together. We're taking a look at this bottom corner first, and this is going to be fairly easy. But all we're going to do is take our same 7mm hook that we were working in, insert our hook into the front panel's corner, insert our hook into the back panel's corner, and then once we have that, we're going to insert our hook. We're going to yarn over, pull through if we can, wow, okay, pull through, chain up 1 to secure, and then now everything is attached and we are ready to go. So into this first side half double crochet, we're going to be going in through the front panel and the back panel. So if you guys want, it might be easier to just separate it here and then into this front panel one, separate it here so you can go in through both at the same time. But we're just going to be going in with 1 single crochet into this first side half double crochet. Into this next loop, we're going to insert our hook in through the front panel, insert our hook in through the back panel, making sure that we're going in through the same loop, and we're going into that loop with 2 single crochets. So there's 1 and then there's 2. Let's do a couple more together. Into this next side half double crochet, we're just going to be putting 1 into the back panel. We're going to be putting just 1 in there as well, and then into the one after this, we're going to be putting 2. This is the front panel. Into the back panel, here's 1 single crochet, here's 2 single crochet, and then we're just going to be doing this all the way down until we switch our colors. Once we get here, we're going to cut and tie our first color, insert our second color, and then continue doing this all the way down until we get to the end of the sleeve. We're going to cut and tie and then do this connecting piece again on the other side. Okay, so I know that I already showed you guys, or at least told you guys how to do this part, but I just wanted to come back and touch base with you guys really quickly. I went ahead and already went all the way up with my first color and I cut and tied, and just to let you guys know, if you guys are switching out your colors just like me, then we are going to be going into this first side half double crochet and then going into just these regular loops. That's not what I'm here for. I want to actually just speak to you guys about attaching it into this last single crochet that we did, because if we don't, there's going to be a little gap right in between. So all we're going to do is insert our hook into this last single crochet that we did. We're going to take our yarn, insert that onto our hook. We're going to pull this through, and then once we have that, we're automatically going to go into this next loop that we have. That's the color that we're working in next. So we're going to insert our hook into this guy, insert our hook into the same guy but in the back panel, and then let's get all these chunks out the way, and then we're going to single crochet, and then whatever we did on, there we go, whatever we did over here, we're going to continue on with this pattern. So the last thing that I did in the previous side half double crochet was 2 single crochet. So into this guy, I'm only going to be doing 1 single crochet, and then now that we're here, we're not going to do anything fancy. We're just going to be going into each loop just once, making sure that we go in through the front panel and the back panel, and we're going to do that all the way down, cut and tie, and then we can do this side, or we can do this but on the other side. And then I'll meet you guys back so that we can connect the top part and then work on some little cuffs and some borders and call it a day. This is what we should have when we have done up our sides on both sides. And let me show you this side. I actually went ahead and cheated a little bit and finished up this sleeve. We're going to be doing this part next, but this is what it'll eventually look like. But the next thing that we're going to have to do is actually do the shoulder portion and give ourselves a proper neck hole. So let's fold this over really quick so you guys can see. I have a stitch marker into this side. I've already done this side. All I did was I put it on, and it's going to be really funky putting it on because obviously our shoulders aren't attached, but we're just going to try and, you know, pinch this up to where our neck is and make sure that this hole can fit over your head. And then we're going to put in some stitch markers. And just to let you guys know, let's take a look at my notes. For my neck, I have from the outside, well, let's point from the outside so you guys can see. From the outside all the way until where I have my neck hole is about 14 inches or 36 centimeters. And then my neck hole itself from one end to the next is 9 inches or 23 centimeters. But connecting in this shoulder portion, or the top of the sleeve to the shoulder portion, is going to be exactly the same as we did the side. So we're just going to be going in through each loop, making sure we go in through the front loop and the front panel, and the back panel at the same time, and just single crocheting all the way across until we get to our stitch marker. And we will do just the first few together into the next clip. Taking a look at our shoulder portion, we're at the edge of the sleeve, and obviously these are our 2 outer corners. What we're going to do is sandwich them together, insert our hook into the front panel's corner loop, and then in through the back panel's corner loop as well. Take our same colored yarn, insert that onto our hook, and pull through. Once we have that, we're going to chain up 1 to secure, and let's just do this really quickly. Into this front panel, into this next available loop, we're going to insert our hook. We're going to take a look at our back panel, insert our hook into this next available loop in the back panel, Once we have that, we are going to single crochet it together. Let's do one more together into the next available loop in the front panel, then also into the next available loop in the back panel, and single crochet. And we're going to keep doing this all the way down until we reach our stitch marker. Once we reach our stitch marker, we are going to cut and tie, and then we're going to be going in to the edge of our sleeve with our cuff, but I'll meet you guys back so we can do that together. We've just finished up doing our seam along the top shoulder portion, and now we're going to go in with our cuff. And before we go in with our cuff, we're just going to be going in with single crochets along this entire open sleeve portion, but this is going to be different from doing the side because we do need this to cinch in a little bit. So instead of alternating between one single crochet to two single crochet to one to two, we're just going to be going in with one single crochet into each side half double crochet, and then we're going to be working on our cuff. So let's do that together. Taking a look at our sleeve, we're just going to insert our hook into any one of these side half double crochets that we have. So I'm just going to go into this first one that we have that's right next to the seam. Once we have that, we're going to insert our cuff color, which is my white, onto our hook. We're going to pull through, chain up one to secure. And then since this is a chain up of one, we're just going to leave that guy in there. We're automatically going to go into the next half double crochet loop with a single crochet. And we're just going to be putting one into each. So let's do that again. This is another side half double crochet, insert, single crochet into the next. Just put one single crochet into each, and then once we make it all the way around, we're going to connect into the first loop that we made with a slip stitch, and then we're going to start working on the back loop slip stitch cuff. We've made it all the way around with our single crochet row, and now we're just going to connect it with a slip stitch. So into this first loop that we have, that is our single crochet row. What we're going to do is insert our hook, we're going to yarn over, pull through everything on our hook, and now it's connected with a slip stitch. And from here I'm going to switch out from my 7mm hook down to my 5mm hook, and this is going to help our cuff cinch in even more so that it's not loose on our wrists. But when we have done that, we're actually going to measure out and see how long we want our cuff to be. The cuff that I have figured out is going to be about 8 inches or 20 centimeters. So go ahead and start off by making a chain of however long you want your cuff to be. Now that we have our chain, we are going to block off that last chain that we just made. We're going to do a chain up of one, insert our hook into that second loop from the hook, or the one that we blocked off with our thumb, and from here we're going to go in with a slip stitch. So we're going to yarn over, pull through everything on the hook, and the first one's always a little tricky, just make sure it goes through everything. So let's do the next one together. We're going to insert our hook into that next loop, yarn over, pull through everything. Let's do this together one more time. Insert, yarn over, pull through everything. And we're going to keep doing this all the way down our chain, and once we get to the base, we're going to connect it to the base with another slip stitch, but we'll do that together. So far we've put one slip stitch into every loop that we had in our chain, and now we are in the last one, and we are about to connect it into the base. So let's look at this row of single crochet that we did together. We're going to take a look at this next available single crochet loop that we have, not this guy because this one's obviously occupied with our chain. So we're going to insert our hook into this guy. We're going to yarn over, pull through everything. So we're going to insert with a slip stitch, and then that attaches this row that we have right here. And then in order to work our way up to the next row, we're going to insert our hook into the next loop that we have, yarn over, pull through everything. We're going to flip our work and then do a row of back loop but still slip stitches. So still the same, just a little different because we're going into this back loop right here. So we're going to insert our hook, yarn over, pull through everything. Into the next back loop, insert, yarn over, pull through everything. And we're going to keep doing this for pretty much the remainder of the cuff. Once we make it all the way down, we're going to chain up one, flip our work, and do more back loop slip stitches all the way down. Once we make it down to the base, which is our single crochet row, we're going to slip stitch it into the next available loop that we have, because that's how we close off that row, and how we work our way up to the next row is just slip stitch up one extra loop, and then from there we're going to do back loop slip stitches going back down, and keep doing that back and forth until we don't have any more loops left into our base, and then we will connect with a row of single crochet just like how we did everything else, but we'll do that together as a quick refresher as well. So I'll meet you guys back once when we have all of this done. We finally made it all the way around with our cuff doing back loop slip stitches, and what we're going to do is just connect it the same way that we've connected everything. We're just going to make sure that our hook goes in through the front loop and then also into the back loop, and we're going to single crochet them together. So let's do the first few together. We're going to insert our hook into this front panel's first available loop, and then also into the back panel's first available loop. We're going to take our yarn and we're going to single crochet. So we're going to pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Let's do this again. Into the next available loop in the front panel, the next available loop in the back panel, and then single crochet it together. And we're going to keep doing this all the way down. Once we do this, we're going, well, you guys, because I already have mine done, but you guys are going to do the same thing that we did here on the other side. And then we're going to do the collar portion, and then we'll be all done. So this is what our work should look like once when we have both of our wrist cuffs all finished up. And the last thing that we have to do together is just make a little collar that goes around the neck hole that we made, and then we'll be all done. So the first thing we're going to do is grab our collar color. Mine is going to be my white. And we're first going to go around with just a row of single crochet going once into every loop, going all the way around using our 7mm hook. So let's start that off together. Starting off our neck portion, we're going to grab our collar color, which is my white, and then I'm switching back over, that's upside down, switching back over to my 7mm hook. I'm going to insert my hook into any one of these loops, and then all I'm going to do is pull through, chain up 1 to secure, and then go all the way around, putting 1 single crochet into every loop, nothing fancy. And then once we make it all the way around, we're going to slip stitch into that first loop that we made, and then we're going to start working on our little itty bitty collar. We've now made it all the way around with our row of single crochet, and we are right next to where we started, so we're going to slip stitch this in together. So we're going to insert our hook into this next loop. We're going to yarn over, pull through everything on the hook, and now everything is all connected. And to work on the collar, we're going to take this 7mm hook out and switch it back for our 5mm hook, just like how we did for the cuff. And then this is actually going to be exactly the same as the cuff. So this next portion is up to you. If you guys want this to be a turtleneck, you guys can go ahead and make this super duper long. If you want this to be a mock neck, you guys can leave it a little bit shorter, but I just want a little regular crew neck collar. So I'm just going to start off by making a chain up that equals out to 1 inch or about 3 centimeters. Once when I have my chain, I'm going to block off that last chain up 1 extra. I'm going to go into that chain that we blocked off with our finger, or the second chain from the hook with a slip stitch. So we're going to insert our hook, yarn over, pull through everything, and then we're going to do this a couple more times because we're super close to the base. We're just going to stick together. We're going to do slip stitches all the way down our chain. So just put 1, if it lets us, into every loop that we have. So we are almost there. Let's keep going. And 1 more, and then this is going to be exactly the same as the cuff. Now that we're down to the base, we're going to insert our hook into this next available loop with another slip stitch. So insert, yarn over, pull through everything, and then in order to work our way up to the next row, we're going to insert our hook into the next loop, yarn over, pull through everything, flip our work, and now we're going to do back loop slip stitches. So into this first loop that we have, we're going to insert our hook, yarn over, pull through everything, and then we're making sure that we're going into the back loop. So we're going to do this again. Into this back loop, yarn over, pull through everything, and this is basically it. Same exact thing as the cuff, just keep doing this all the way around until we don't have any more loops to go into, and then we're going to connect it the same way that we've been connecting everything else, but we'll do that together anyways, and then we'll pretty much be all done. And a really quick tip before we go, just don't pull too tight, otherwise it'll make the hole for the head just a little bit too small. We've made it all the way around with our row of back loop slip stitches. As you guys can see, we don't have any more loops to go into. So we're just going to connect it together, and then we're going to call it a day. So once when we're here, this is going to be exactly the same as doing the cuff or pretty much anything else that we connect. We're going to insert our hook into the first available loop that we have in the front panel. And then we're going to take a look at the back panel, insert our hook into the next available loop that we have in the back, and pull through, single crochet. Let's do the next one together. First available loop in the front panel, first available loop in the back panel, single crochet, and we're going to keep doing this all the way down until we make it to the end. We're going to cut and tie, and then we will take a look at what we have. And this is what we should have once when we have our crew neck all finished up. And I flipped mine inside out, and this is basically it. The last thing that we have to do is just weave in all of our ends. We've woven in our ends, and this is our super easy, super cozy Batwing sweater. This turned out perfect, and now I want to make it in every color. And I'm dying to see what color you guys are going to make it in, so if you guys post it to Instagram, please tag at TCDDIY, because I love seeing all your recreations. But if you like this piece or any other piece on the channel, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It's right beneath the video. It lets YouTube and I know you're enjoying the videos, and it goes a really long way with helping the channel grow and gain traction. But if you didn't like it, go ahead and give it a thumbs down, but be sure to leave me a comment letting me know why you didn't like it, or if you have any questions, requests, or if you just want to say hi. I usually reply pretty quick. If you love it, do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It's right beneath the video too. It'll let you know when there's a new video uploaded to the channel, get you a little bit more priority when it comes to requests, and it goes a really long way with helping the channel grow so I can keep making all these great videos for you guys. And if you're already subscribed, huge thanks to you guys, but please hit that notification bell to know when there's a new upload for you guys right away, and please share with your crafty friends. Every bit helps. Links to the yarn and the hooks will be in the description, and if you guys buy something using those links, that also goes towards helping out the channel. Lastly, Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest links are down there as well. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.